Hello and God bless you. Let me see if I can zoom in. You see this man right here and this little boy right there? I am at an Oklahoma rest area, right? Heading back to the room, and I stopped to use the ladies' room and let my dogs use the restroom and stretch. And that little boy getting in the vehicle started hitting and kicking at my dogs. And I said, "What are you doing?" I told his mother, which I don't see. That's his little brother right there. And I don't know where the mother is. She might be in the restroom herself. But anyway, I'm going to take the camera off of them now. I went to use the restroom, but they were closed and people were standing around trying to get in, but they couldn't. The only one was open was the men. So I waited till the men left out and I went in the men and just said, "In the name of Jesus, somebody do try something," but I wasn't really worried about that. And I'm trying to see how I can turn this around. I guess I can't. But anyway, I just wanted to show you. So these people right here are India, maybe Pakistan, Iranian. They're not like Caucasian or African American or nothing. They're another culture. So Indian, because the wife, I see her coming. I'm gonna show y'all her too. But anyway, this little boy right here was the one that began to kick my dog, hit at my dog. I stepped in front. I said, "Hey!" She's standing there telling me, "No." I said, "Get your baby, get your little boy." So it was other people that was standing around. They saw it too. And I was like, they don't have the women restrooms open, and the only one was open. And then they all found out that you had to do something at the door with your hand to make it open. But I needed to go, so I went in the men's. There was no man in there. Anyway, I'm looking at this little boy. She said, "Oh, he has autism." I said, "Ma'am, I worked in the medical field for many years." I said, "Children with autism don't act out violent like that. They can act out." I said, "No, there's something else going to tell." I said, "Man, I pray for your little boy." And I laid my hands on him. Immediately, he started moving his head like he did not want me to touch him. I kept my hands on him, though. And I took my hands off of him, and I said, "This little boy is watching a lot of violent stuff. Y'all let him have his way." I said, "He's watching a lot of violent stuff on TV." And I said, he's also not hearing nothing about Jesus Christ. I said, "You serve that other God." And she just looked at me like, she didn't know what to say. But they let me pray for him. No, that's a demon. That's a demon. Autism kids are not violent like this. This little boy walked over. I thought first he pet my Maltese dog, mixed dog. Then he tried to kick my Chihuahua. Then he tried to hit my little Baba. I was like, because I wouldn't have hit the child, but I might would have slapped the mama. So I said, "Oh, you need to get your little boy." So, like I said, there's always a reason. I was going to wait till I got back to the room, but I said, I need to go here. I needed to go and let my dogs go too. So, there I am. And they drive this nice vehicle. They live in a wealthy neighborhood. And they allow this little boy to have his way. And they say he has autism. is what they say. But that little boy have a spirit. Plus, they're Muslims. So, you can imagine. I said you serving another God instead of the God, Jesus. Because that's what I said when I laid hands on him. You think I'm scared? What they gonna do? Get mad? Throw a hissy fit? You know the devil don't like me anyway. But, yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all that. As you can see, he's doing other things right now. But when I laid my hands on him, his eyes began to roll up. And that's when I took my hands off of him. That's what I told him. I said, you let this child watch a lot of violence. Plus, they worship Allah. So, that demon spirit is all in their house. And it's operating in that child. But they didn't deny me laying hands on him because they don't understand what's going on with him. They would love to see him healed, even though they may believe. But I was saying, Jesus, baby. Do you know how Muslims feel when you speak against their God? They're more aggressive by protecting Allah than most Christians are defending the name of Jesus. Peter and them died for speaking uncompromising about Jesus. Are you out there telling other people who have other beliefs about Jesus? Our precious Savior hung on that cross and took our shame. I'm not afraid to talk about Jesus to somebody I know not serving him. I say, you serve another God. Then God, what are they going to do? Get mad, get in my face? I was standing there waiting on it. Yeah, I got something I want y'all to hear that I talk to AI about. I'm telling you, I can get AI to talk about a whole lot of stuff that platform don't want them talking about. God bless you.